Hi friends, and welcome back to this new coloring episode or coloring update episode. It's the episode number 3, and I thought let's get started right away. And I will start with my new books. I have 2 to show, and it might surprise you, but I got the Old Frog's Tale. There is a newer one out there, something with a journey. It's very beautiful. But I had the first one, and I decided that I will just start and get this older one. And I thought it would be fun to color in this. I really love this page. It looks royal. Residence looks so cute, so good. And I'm sure you have seen this one because it's, as I said, it's not a new book actually, but I hadn't had it. And just decided to go with the old one. And I'm giving you a quick flip. So this is R.J. Hampson, A Frog's Tale, a Mr. Froggy coloring book. And finally got this one, and I'm excited to get started to color something in this book, since I haven't colored anything from R.J. Hampson yet. So, and then the other book that I got was Dark Fantasy. Maybe you had seen it in one other video. This one doesn't have doubles, so I love it when the books don't have double pages, to be honest. And I like to start from the back. So I will give you a little flip. We have some bonus pages, and I really like those smaller illustrations in the back of the book. Just for some smaller coloring projects. I think they look just really, really nice, really cool. I love this kind of a little bit of dark theme. And we do have some pages that are on the side, quite many actually. So, but I have to say that I do like this book more than I thought when I saw the title page, so to speak. And then when I saw the flip through, actually I thought that I do like those pages quite a bit actually, and that I think that it would be a lot of fun to color them. So there's enough in there, even though it is a little bit scary on some pages, but I think it's not too much. It's no gore, which is important to me. This is, for example, also very beautiful. I love scarecrows and farms, and like gargoyles, also very fun. And I think even this could be fun to color. Looks more funny than scary. And this is really beautiful with those wolves here. I think these are wolves. The lady. And then a pirate with a skeleton dragon, I think. Or something like that. Then Medusa, of course. I think even this would be fun. Just having fun with the colors, Giving him a fantasy type of skin color. This might be my favorite, like this witch with her brew. I think this sold on me. And that is actually Jade Summer, Dark Fantasy. And I would love them to come out with a whole witches book, to be honest. So this was for my new books. And then, what I want to share with you, Be Cozy celebrated her 3-year coloring anniversary and made like a tag video for it. How many bees? And I don't have colored so many bees, so there's no point in making a standalone video. But I thought I will just show you in this format here the bee pages that I'm working on. Not all the bee pages are done even. But let's show you. So I do have a bee page in Enchanted Faces. I haven't marked it, so hopefully I will find it quickly. So I'm not so... here it is. So you can see we do have like 1, 2 bees on this page here. So I'm not really for counting the bees, I'm just wanting to show you the pages. Because really I don't have colored many. So, I want to say congratulation, Bee, to your 3-year coloring anniversary. It's beautiful. I loved to watch your video. It was very long and you have colored so many bees. So here's just a very simple one that I did with gel pens. And I think, you have colored this one very beautiful. I just did some mindless coloring here. And then I also did this bee page here, so under the magnifying glass. and I just followed like, you see, like these colors here. And this was just trying out some pencils that I have. Marco Renoir or something like that. I can't even remember. This book, by the way, has a few bee pages in it. So if you want to color bees, there's one that I actually have for my plants this quarter. And it is this bee page, which I want to color hopefully very soon. So that would be fun, I guess. So, however, I really love to watch bees, a video. I will link it in the description box below for you to check it out. She talks in this video in the beginning and at the end of the video. I would love her to talk actually more in her videos because, I don't know, I get a little bit more connected to the people when I can listen to them instead of just having music or so. But this book, by the way, it has so many bees in it, and it's a surprise that I haven't colored actually the bees, but I have started a page with bees on it. So we have those 3 bees, no, 4 bees on this page here, and I really need to continue this one and just finish it so that I get my bees colored in. And yeah. So yeah, this page. And then I have another started the bee page in Easy Spring by Joshua Dunbar, and I'm working in this book at the moment. So let me see if I can find, here. So here is the page that I, colored. It's actually not quite finished. I have to finish up those flowers here because I went over with pencils and now, I mean, it would have looked good as it was, but I went over with pencils and now I need to finish it so that, you know, it goes together. And yeah, here's this little bee. I think I will add some glitters on this bee when I finish her. And I will intensify the colors a little bit as well, I think, to just make her stand out a bit more. And you can see how bad this has buckled here because I use so much water and this is just the Amazon paper. So I won't do this again. But yeah, I just wanted to play and have some fun and yeah. So that was that. And then, you know, actually some of the few bees that I have actually really finished coloring was in my latest pages that I colored in. This one was finished in March. So, and this page contains 2 bees, like, you know, you see it here. We do have some sparkle on them, on their wings. And yeah, this is a page that I was very happy with. I really enjoyed to color this. This was a whip from last year. And it was just so much fun to finally finish this one here. And yeah, so this has 2 bees. And then the last page that I have here to show you is also colored, I think also in March. Is it true? Yes, it was the 10th of March or March 10th. Yeah, and this page contains 4 bees. Yeah, and as I said, this one also just recently finished, so it's more coincidence that I actually have to show some bee pages. And I was actually surprised how many bees there are in our coloring books. Yeah, let me see if I can give you a little bit of the shine and sparkle that I have on the bees. Yeah, however, that's all. That were all my bee pages, so yeah. As I said, congratulations to you, Be Cozy. And yeah, we go for the next coloring years. Have a lot of fun. I will have it too. So I wish all of us a happy coloring, basically. So what's the next point on my list? Let me check. I think it's time for another coloring snippet, and I'm currently working on this page here. This is Fairy and Fantasy by Caran. It's her first book in this series, my favorite series, I have to say. And I thought I wanted to show you how I work with alcohol markers, so how to blend them into each other. But before I do that, actually, since this is one of my 10 books to finish, one of my recent or more earlier videos in this year, I said that this year I won't focus on my 10 books to finish, and now I actually find myself a lot more working in these books than I had intended. And, you know, I think it's just when you take out the pressure, you just gravitate a lot more to it. However, at the moment, I only have 9 books in this challenge. And since I work a little bit more in these books, I thought it would be time to select the 10th book now. And it would be lovely if you could help me to decide which one I should add. So I will add a poll over at my community tab. I will have 3 books that I will introduce to you now shortly. And yeah, then it's your choice. Which book I should add. And of course, you can also leave me a comment in the comment section below if you prefer that. But let me just quickly show you the 3 books that I have as a addition to my 10 books to finish. I have Mouse Guard by David Peterson, and this is a book that I find myself working in quite a bit. I just absolutely adore this book. It's funny because this book was originally on my list of shame as well at some point, but whoops, this was this was just a new page. I cannot show it, but when you see it, I actually can. Yeah, so this was the latest one that I did, the body coloring with Erica, and yeah, I do have some more. This one here. So I actually really enjoy to work in this book. Quite a bit actually, and I do work in this book every year. I find myself working in this book every year, and so I thought this, even though this is quite a big book with many pages, double pages, and even double spreads, but yeah, I think this would be a good one to add, since I just enjoy to work in this book, and I grab to work, and I tend to work in it every year actually. So, but then another book that I think might be very good for a book to complete would be a Matchstick Mouse book, and I thought the floral coloring book, might be one of my favorite books from the series to work on and try to complete. Those images are just very adorable since they are so small, and you can finish those projects in a good amount of time, so don't spend too long. Usually it's just 1 or 2 sittings. And so, this was one of the pages I did in the last quarter. So I'm filming this in March, so I just finished this one here in February actually. But so Matchstick Mouse, a floral coloring book. This would be very nice, I think. I like them both. This one most probably would be easier to finish it, but I actually don't care to always take only the very small and doable books. I really like this one as well. And so, but then the third option that I have here is actually Witches by Coco Wyo. And this book, I just really love to color in this book. This is my favorite book from Coco Wyo, and I would love to add at least 1 page every year to this book actually. I would love to finish all the pages, and so even that book would be a good choice for my challenge of finishing those 10 books. So so I do have those 3 choices here, 3 books that I would love to work in. But I leave it up to you what you think should be the book that I add to my 10 books to complete eventually challenge. So that was that. Okay. And now actually let's come back to this project here, and let me show you how I basically shade or blend alcohol markers into each other. So I will have a little real-time section for you. I thought this would be nice as well from time to time in a coloring snippet. Not only the quick time elements like in a game. I mean like the time-lapse elements. So I have basically chosen like 4 colors here. Usually I go with 3 colors, and I need to check actually my swatch card for it, because you know the caps are not always accurate. So I want to give a kind of like a reddish, pink reddish dress. Let me see. This is actually my darkest one. You know what? I think that I should grab a lighter color. I will grab R1 here. So, you know, I will take the R1 here as my lightest color. I will zoom you in a little bit so that you hopefully can see a little better. So this will be my lightest color here. And then I have the R4. This has a little bit of a pinkish tone in it, I think, and I really like that. Then I've got the R5. Let's see, what else do I have? I think I will remove this one. Yeah, this one is too reddish. So I have R1, the lightest one, R4. Blending those two together, that should work very well. Then I have a darker color, R5. And then I even have added, I think it's R8. Yes, this color here, which is very dark. You cannot see from the cap. It's such a different. Can you see it? This is completely different than this cap here. This is very nice and dark, and this I will use very sparingly, just in the deepest shadows. So I have basically 3 main colors that I will blend into each other. So those should blend very well because they are very close to each other. And yeah, so let me show you how I do it. I have my 4 colors here. I want to work basically here on just on this little area here, this little arm close stuff here. And so what I typically do, just put a little bit, oh no, it's disturbing, so not. Okay, so what I do, I work with the brush size. I think that it's much easier to blend the brush sizes into each other. So what I do, I open the cap. And I do open the cap of all my markers that I want to use here. And I lay them in the order that I want to use them. So that I don't, mix it up, you know, because the cap is not always very accurate. So, you know, I just lay them down. I put them in the order that I want to use them. Try to keep this order. I do lay them with my brush side showing at the top. So let me just show you, hopefully without ruining this page. So I have them like this. The cap is open. I put it to the side. It would be good if you could see it, I think. So wait, let me try to come over here just a little bit. I will zoom you out a little bit. Yeah, so I hope like this, so that you hopefully can see what I'm doing here. So, and then, you know, I grab my lightest color first, and I'm going to get started. And you know, it might be better if you work from dark to light, because you won't use up your markers so much if you would do it like this. But I usually tend to work from light to dark, and I do it just with everything that I do. So I'm not closing it, I'm leaving it open. I'm grabbing the second darkest or lightest color, darkest I would rather say, and then, you know, just start to blend it in here. It's a brush, so it's quite easy. So I want to have my darkest colors at the top and at the bottom part. And something like that. And I think I will just quickly color in all the outer areas here, which usually in Christine Caran, she leaves the outer edge a little bit lighter. So I will just do it here as well. And you know, when your marker is wet, it's a lot, you know, like darker, and when it dries, it will dry lighter. So you know, what I'm doing here, I'm actually blending in those two colors together. And I grab my next darker color here and would work that in as well. And you know, I like to go back and forth with the other colors to blend it in. And with the tips here, you can actually go quite thin as well. Like so. And this way you can already see that you create a little bit of contrast. You know, that the colors just are not too similar. I think I might have it here a little bit darker. And then when it's still wet, you go and blend it together. It's the easiest part. When it will dry, it will be blended. Now I take my darkest color and I really just use it with a little tip here. So very fine actually. And this will really bring some contrast here. Like so. Yeah, and this is basically how I blend my alcohol markers. So I think it's very important that you have the caps all open. I hope it was visible for you, that you could see what I was doing, hopefully. And then, yeah, just the way that I did. And this is the result, how it looks then. And I think that's quite good. You can also, you know, here maybe the lightest color, it's a little bit visible. Either you like the look. If you don't like the look, you can always grab a pencil and just blend it in a teensy bit. You don't need to work a lot or have very hard with your pencil, but just blending it in a little bit and it will look very blended and very good, I guess. So let me basically just make this a little bit darker. Okay, yeah, and that was that little snippet how I actually blend with alcohol markers. And there's maybe one more thing that you should know. When you go over with the lightest color, your lightest color will darken up even. So even with just one marker, you can do some shading by just going over it a second and third time, because it will just darken the color then. So, but that's how this looks. I hope you like this little demonstration here. And just in case you want to know the color combinations for the pencils that I've used here, you know, I'm working with Pablo Pencils at the moment. So for example, this little section here on his belly, his cheeks here, ears, the inner side of the wings, and also for her hair, I have used basically those three markers, and then, you know, I have two lighter shades, On the hair I used this pale yellow color, and here on his little belly I used the cream color for, you know, just blending the very light highlight into the other shaded areas. And then the three main colors that I'm using here is just salmon. Then I've got raspberry red, and this is carmine. So very nice color combination with the Caran Pablo Pencils. And then for the green here, I have only worked on his little hat so far, so I still need to do his wings and his body. I was using a color combination of 4 colors, and I have here spring green, spruce green, I have grass green and dark green. So very nice colors. I do like to use Pablo pencils in the mesographic books. I found out, I think that I like the Pablos so far the best on that type of paper. And since I had used them there, I took them out, and you know, since then I'm using them on all the projects that I'm doing, and yeah, I'm enjoying them quite a bit at the moment. So now I actually want to show you how I colored my very first Eriy page, let's say the very first one that I have completed, because I had some tries years ago with pencils, and with different pencils actually, with Pablo's, Lyra Rembrandt, with Prismacolors and Polychromos, and I wasn't the greatest fan of the pencils in this book, how they felt on it, and then I just put the book away for a long time actually. And now I thought it's really time to finally tackle this book again. I mean, I am a little bit more experienced with my coloring, so should work a little bit better actually. And so yeah, it was time, and I just did it. And I wanted to try just different mediums in this book, since I do use quite a bit of mixed mediums nowadays. And for the background, I started here with just some gel crayons. These are the cheap ones from Shuttle Art. I guess I should blend in the name, because people don't understand what I say. It's not the King Art, it's a Shuttle Art actually. And but I really like them. When it comes to the cheaper brand, this is the only cheaper brand that I have tried. The other ones is the gelatos that I tried, but I really like this brand here. It works quite well for me for just, you know, some simple background, and I would say that this is my most used mediums for background nowadays. I find that we can do very beautiful blends, and if a color is missing, I hope actually it's showing up. that you actually also can mix your colors a little bit. Like, you know, I just put some green and some blue over each other, and this way just mixed a little bit of a turquoise color. Yeah, so this way you can easily mix your own colors. If one color is missing, you can even lighten up your colors, like when you mix in some white, for example. That all works quite well. You even can layer these a little bit, but actually, you know that this is actually a wet medium, even though I use it with this blending brush here. But the paper, gets a little bit wet, and the more layers you do, the wetter the paper gets, and at some point the paper will just pill, or how you say, when there are those paper crumbles coming. So this is when the paper gets too wet. So you shouldn't overdo it, basically. So I really hope that you are enjoying this little time-lapse that I have here for you. You can see that around the light source I wanted to have actually a little bit more turquoise color, because I thought because of the yellow from the light actually that the sky would appear a little bit more turquoise, actually, because blue and yellow mix into green. And but I obviously didn't want to have a green sky. I thought it would be kind of turquoise, get a little bit darker turquoise, and then when I went to the right side of this page, I wanted to get more blue, like a blue sky, and darker. And I do like to have my corners the darkest, actually, so that the eyes are drawn into the middle. Just help the eyes a little bit. I also like to blend in some violets just to give some more interest. And I tried to put the violet here a little bit also into the corner, in the upper right-hand corner, and a little bit also at the bottom part. But yeah, I'm not so sure if the violet was really a good idea. I think maybe just the blue might have been better, but it gives a nice color variation actually. So I'm actually pretty happy with the background here. You know, I didn't kind of like how to say, like protected the image. So I really went in and colored over everything, and then later I just erase it actually with a eraser, just with an eraser, and that works quite good. It depends actually a little bit how dark the color is. The darker the color is, the more difficult it is to erase it, and there will stay a little bit of a color stain will remain on the page, so you won't get it completely white again. And especially on this paper, it was a little bit strange to color over the areas where I had erased the gel crayon actually, because it felt so smooth actually. I mean, maybe it is just the paper. I think the paper is just very smooth, but I think on the areas where I had to erase the gel crayon, it was even a little bit more difficult to color on top of it. So here you can see me how I erase a little bit the image. It's actually quite a bit of work to erase everything. But yeah, there was no other chance to do it. And here I actually have used Inktense. So I wanted to try different mediums. I wanted to try my Inktense. I had heard that someone said that the Inktense wouldn't work so great on this paper. But I have to say, actually, I can't complain. But I have only used the Inktense on those very small leaves here. So I don't know. If I can make my mind out of it. However, after that, I went in with the Neo Color 2. I really enjoy to use neo colors lately. Even on those smaller areas like here you can see for those flowers, I just went in with my neo colors and then shaded a little bit with a violet color to just give a little bit of a shadow part actually, and then afterwards I just activated with the Derwent Blender Pen, and this is something that I really like to do, not on bigger areas. So on bigger areas I still prefer to use a water brush, because since the water brush releases much more water, the colors will just mix better together, while here with this Derwent Blender Pen, there's not happening a lot of mixing basically. But therefore the color looks a little bit more vibrant, because since it doesn't get diluted so much, I guess. That could be the reason. So it depends on what I'm coloring. I prefer to use a water brush or this Derwent Blender Pen. Smaller details, definitely the Derwent Blender Pen. So then I also used the Neocolor 2 here on this tree. This is something that I also really like to do because it's so quick with the Neocolor 2s. I really enjoy to use the crayon, since you can apply the color so quickly. And it feels so nice. It reminds me maybe a little bit of childhood. And then you can even just bring in your shadows with your darker neo colors, and it's actually quite quick and a lot of fun to do this way. You know, afterwards you could also go in with your pencils a little bit to just on areas where you think you should improve it a little bit or add a little bit more shading. But I have to say that I find that colored pencils don't work perfectly on top of the Neocolor. I find that pencils work a lot better on top of Inktense basically. I don't know why it is, but somehow I find that the color doesn't go that the color doesn't go down very easily on top of neo colors. But it's just enough to give a little bit of shading so that this work. However, so all those mediums, I have to say, were a lot of fun to use on this paper. I hadn't had any issue with it, and I just enjoyed myself. By the way, I think I have to apologize that this video comes out so late. Actually, it should be released last week, but I was just not feeling well, and so actually my all my weekend I stayed in bed, and I wasn't just in I just wasn't able to do the recording here, the voiceover, and that's the only thing that I don't like about those coloring snippets where I speed up the process, where I don't record the voice immediately when I film. It's that I have to go back in later and do the voiceover, and if I don't find the time for it, then actually I cannot bring out the video. But so we're doing it now, and here I'm actually going in with Prismacolors. So these are my go-to pencils on unknown paper, so to speak, or usually when I struggle with paper, then the Inktense, the Prismacolor still work like a dream. I still can do stuff with it. The only paper on which I really don't enjoy the Prismacolors is actually the Musographic paper. So far, usually they do work very well. On this paper, I think they were okay. They didn't work like like I'm used to, like on other papers, but I could color with it. Those owls, for example, were a lot of fun, and I just went in very loose here and yeah, did some strokes to create a little bit of a furry look. I mean, those owls are very cartoonish, so I didn't plan to do them anywhere near to realism or something, and I didn't want it to spend too much time neither. So yeah, just went in with some brown Prismacolors, and here's my polychromos black, and just added a little bit of a strokey look for some fur. Bought the new book from Lana Green Art, so yay, I got it. I mean, I haven't received it yet, but I ordered it, so I'm very happy about that, and I can't wait for this book to arrive, since in this book there are many, I would say, exclusive pages that were really created for this book. And so these are all new, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this book. And here I have started to color the light source actually, and I'm just lightening it up a little bit with a white because I think I got a little bit too dark here. So I'm just making it a little bit lighter. And I also drew in some lines with this white. You can see it here actually. So to create some kind of light rays, so to speak. And I mean, you can sometimes see it when, yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but when you take photos, depending on the blend that you use, you can have some star effects or blur effects, like yeah, from light sources. And yeah, I'm trying to do this here just to bring in some interest basically to this image. And yeah, and then I also wanted to go in with my new acrylic paint pen. I have some brush acrylic paint pens now. I think, yeah, these are the ones from Artix, as you can see, and I'm also covering up the dots that were in here so that we have some kind of light reflections here, some light dots, I thought. And I used a very light creamy or creamish yellow color to do that. And then I also turned some of those into little stars. And therefore I just went in with the white acrylic paint pen. And here you can basically see how I intensify those lines now. Yeah. With this brush pen, you actually have to be a little bit careful not to press too hard, because if you press a little bit harder, then you get a very thick line. So maybe to do those lines, a normal acrylic paint pen would be better, or it would be easier. But I'm so in love with this brush pen here, with the whole set. I got a, yeah, I think set number A or B, I don't know. It's the manga set, so with more pastel colors in it, because I really love to have pastel colors. I think we can't have enough pastel tones, and those are usually very useful in coloring. So yeah, pretty happy with the set that I chose. Yeah, and here you can see how I create those little stars. So I just went in with a gel pen. This one is, by the way, also by Artix. And yeah, just, yeah, extend those strokes a little bit. So yeah, and I think that's more or less all. I also went in here with some glitter paints, but I haven't filmed this part actually, because I think my battery was empty. And I really couldn't wait. I really couldn't wait until it was charged. I just wanted to finally finish this picture here. So don't blame me, I couldn't film it. I had to finish this page, and yeah, Here I just added some more dots for stars, and here's the final result basically. So here you can also see the final result after I had added the glitter paints. Yeah, I love to add glitter paints when, you know, I have a light source in the image so that it looks kind of like a little bit of a reflection. So that was my attempt here. And yeah, I think it gives some interest basically. So I can just say I hope you enjoyed this video and this new coloring episodes. In the next coloring episode, I do have a little bit more variation actually. I think it will be a little bit more interesting even. I think I filmed some very nice snippets basically, and so I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone!